That was probably the cutest animation that they've done so far. And we've seen, that's 4 of them now, right? 4 of the chapter 1s out of the 5. That one was really cute. My alarm's been beeping, shatters the early morning quiet. My alarm's beeping, shatters the early morning quiet, and I find myself wondering where to find the motivation to rise. So we didn't spend any romantic time with Emmy like we did. Even Shizune, I think we were like boyfriend and girlfriend at this point. Right? Yeah, like yeah. At this point, within 2 weeks, I think we already learned some sign language. Or am I thinking of the other festival? No, we were. Right? I think so. If I remember right, I think we learned a little sign language and like asked to be her boyfriend on the rooftop. No, on the rooftop when Misha was sleeping, and we were like, dang, I think I really like her. That's what it was, that he realized he liked her then. And then at the second festival, which doesn't exist in any other playthrough, I don't think, then they asked. I feel like I remember them being together at this point, though. I don't remember. Anyway, class is still quite far off, but I agreed to run with Emmy in the mornings. Really, I'm not that interested in running as a hobby or even as a possible life-lengthening exercise. However, I feel obligated to follow through on my promise to Emmy yesterday, which is why I find myself throwing on some running shorts and a light t-shirt. The cool morning air caresses my face. Morning sunshine causes the dew on the grass to sparkle, nearly blinding me at first. As I make my way down to the track, an ugly thought strikes me. What if some sort of joke that Emmy's playing on me? Would that surprise me, really? Hell, I'd probably do that to the new guy, too. At the very least, I'm sure Emmy and Rin made a bet on whether or not I'd actually show up. I feel a sense of trepidation as the track comes into view. You're late. It would seem that Emmy is already out here. What a relief. Not according to my watch, we're both early, in fact. Damn, you got me there. Emmy is sitting on the bleachers, decked out in her running gear, waiting somewhat patiently for me. I'm glad you're actually here. I was afraid this was a joke or something. Nah, I never make someone get up early for nothing. Plus, Rin owes me 500 yen now. She didn't think you'd actually show up. I knew it. Nice to know Emmy was on my side, at least. Emmy hops off the bleachers and begins stretching out. She's remarkably lithe, almost like a dancer. I set out to stretch as well, but then I realized I don't exactly remember how to stretch properly. It's been ages since I've stretched for anything, if you don't count my one stint at the running last week. And even then, I don't think I stretched beforehand. Men don't stretch, I remember that one. The specter of my long hospital stay rises up again. I can't say I was all that active before the hospital stay, though, so maybe I'm just being morose. Emmy giggles, and she watches me stretch out. No, Hisao, you've got to hold it longer than that. I'm kidding. It kind of hurts a little. I'm trying. Sorry, I don't want to say kidding. That's because you're out of shape. You've got to get some more flexibility in you. Like this. To demonstrate, Emmy reaches down and puts her head through her legs. God bless you, Emmy. I see, so this is the sort of thing I should strive for? Of course, flexibility is important for any runner. You'll be able to go faster the more you stretch out. That makes no sense to me, but Emmy seems to believe that's true. With Emmy's help, I managed to stretch myself out properly. I can't help but notice that when she thinks about how to explain things to me, her mouth scrunches up in concentration. It's adorable. Not bad, Hisao. Come on, we better start running. We'll start off with just a mile, okay? Just a mile. It's 4 laps around the track. Got it? Oh, that's right. I think I said that before. Sounds fine to me. It shouldn't be too hard, right? It's miserable. A hazy memory of running a mile for gym class surfaces in my mind. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. It was miserable. I can't run. Emmy sets a pretty good pace, and I fall in behind her. Try to keep up, okay, Sal? Roger. We round the first curve without an incident, though I can already feel my heart rate increasing slightly. By the second curve, I start to breathe through my mouth. Emmy doesn't even seem to be breaking a sweat. As if to punctuate her superiority, she turns around and starts running backwards. You doing okay, Sal? Ever better. Hey, really? Maybe I should speed up then, No, I wouldn't want you to overexert yourself. My heavy panting and wheezing makes the statement less convincing than I had hoped. Emmy simply smiles and turns around again. You're the boss, Sal. We'll stay at this pace. I get the feeling that I'm being mocked. If I weren't in such terrible shape, I'd probably feel offended. By the third lap, oh my god, he made it laps. He just said by the second curve. He was out of breath. by half of a lap. Now he's already at the 3rd lap. It's enraged gasps. I'm also awash in my own sweat. Gross. We round the curve to start off our 4th lap, and Emmy looks back with me at a grin. Here we go. She takes off at blinding speeds, and I stubbornly stick to my slower pace. By the time I get to the 1st turn, she's already running around the 2nd. As I struggle across the back stretch, Emmy continues running to catch up to me. Come on, Asao, you can do it. I answer her, but I'm too focused on getting the air through my lungs and ignoring the burning in my leg muscles. Part of me wants to say something like, maybe you can, but I'm about to die here. But again, I doubt I can actually form words right now. Emmy keeps pace with me as I round the 2nd turn and cross the finish line. Her sprint seems to have gotten her sweating. It's actually caused her shirt to turn slightly translucent. It seems she wears a black sports bra. Okay, you fucking creep, bro. I feel a vague stab of guilt for being the sort of guy who stares at a girl's chest, but my legs and chest are burning so badly I can't bring myself to care that much. Not bad for your first effort, Hisao. Kind of you to say so. Emmy seems to be, but if not out of breath, at least braking a little more heavily than she was before we started running. It must have been the sprint that did it. Hey, I've got a few sprints in. You should walk around the track to cool down. Then we can stretch out and then we'll be all done, okay? So that's great. My legs are on fire, and my breathing is still heavy, but surprisingly, my heart seems to be taking the strain well. Another triumph of medical science, I suppose. You should put your hands behind your head. It makes it easier to catch your breath. Surprisingly, she's right. I begin to stroll around the track, happy to feel my breath coming back to me. Oh shit, she's so fast! There's a blur as Emmy sprints by me. Watching her run is absolutely fascinating. It's not just because she's on prosthetics, though, that it is interesting. That is really interesting is the way her face changes. I only catch glimpses of it as she runs by, but her eyes seem to come alive with a sort of fierce joy, as if there's nothing else in the world but her and the track. By the time I've gotten to that final stretch, Emmy seems to have finished her sprinting. She's breathing heavily now, but she's wearing a satisfied grin on her face. She waves me cheerily as I near her. Feeling better, right? Actually, yeah. Do you want to take another lap with me? I've got to cool down too, you know. Part of me would rather sit down and not move, but something tells me that that would be a bad idea. Besides, if I sit down, I might no be getting back up again. Sure, why not? Emmy's got her hands behind her head now as well, which makes her seem very relaxed. The positioning of her arms also pulls her shirt up, God bro, upwards ever so slightly that I can see a small strip of her belly. Hisao is down bad this playthrough. I do my best to act like a gentleman and not look, but the contrast of her skin against her red running shorts is rather arresting. So how do you feel, Hisao? Surprisingly good, actually. I'm sore and tired, but surprisingly good. As soon as I say it, I realize it's true. Okay. Sure, part of me wants to lay down and die, but I feel like I've accomplished something. It's almost like a glow throughout my body that persists despite the soreness. Yeah, that's the runner's high. Runner's high? Yeah, it has something to do with adrenaline? Emmy thinks for a moment as we walk, trying to remember. Then she shrugs and grins at me. I don't actually remember. It's a good feeling, though, isn't it? Better than sex, right? I open my mouth to respond shortly before processing what she just said. Emmy watches my face for a few moments before bursting into laughter. Sorry, I couldn't resist. You're just too easy. Why did I agree to run with you again? Emmy just starts laughing. Yeah, just laughs harder. She takes a hold of my forearm and tilts it, allowing her to get a better view of my watch, and her face changes the moment as she sees the time. Oh no, we better get a move on, Hisao. Class is in an hour and I need to shower. I should probably do that as well. I need to see the nurse too. Maybe he'll write a note for being late. Why do you need to see the nurse? Emmy points to her prosthetics as if it would explain everything. It's important to check for irritation. You know, from sweat or friction or something. Normally I only go after practice, but if we're going to be doing these morning runs, then I guess I'll see him twice a day. Does she not do this every morning by herself? I thought she just, runs all the time. Wait, so, yeah, okay. Wait, so Emmy only started doing these runs since I showed up? If it's more convenient for you to run with me at a later time... Don't be silly, I've been meaning to start running in the morning for a while now. But if I didn't have a partner to run with, I'd be less likely to keep up a routine. It's always harder to blow off a commitment if you're going to let someone else down, you know? So you'll be my running partner for you'll be my running partner for the mornings. We both need to exercise, so it'll all work out, don't you think? Yeah, perfect. Did it have to be me, though? Well, I guess I can't complain too much. Emmy's pretty fun to hang out with. And she's right. I do need to exercise. Doctor's orders, even. Emmy waves a quick goodbye to me. Right, I'm off. Come have lunch with us, okay? What? Lunch, you know, the meal in the middle of the day. Come have it with us. Where? On the roof, dumbass. The rooftop. Rin likes it up there. When? At lunch. Bro, are you... what is happening? Oh, I clicked off. Silly question. Yeah, but I sort of felt the need to ask all three for completeness sake. Emmy laughs and grins, and I don't think I've ever seen a girl smile so much before. Not bad, Hasao. See ya. With that, she takes off like a shot for the school building. I guess she's gonna see the nurse first.